Hi guys, today we're gonna be doing some ground beef. It's super easy, super quick. It's one of the reasons why I constantly make it. I either sometimes do regular ground beef like Cuban style, or I'll do it like Asian. For this specific recipe, I'm kind of doing it a little Korean, a little Asian, a little Cuban. I'm kind of mixing it all in. I haven't tried it this way specifically. I've done it with just a little bit of brown sugar, just to give it a little sweet taste, and some soy sauce. But I'm actually gonna add in some sesame oil and a few other ingredients this time around. But it's definitely the easiest thing. So the first thing you're gonna do is go ahead and put your pot on saute mode and wait for that thing to say hot. Once it does, go ahead and drizzle some olive oil, and you're gonna go ahead and grab a one and a half pounds of ground beef. I have the organic ground beef from I have the organic ground beef from Costco. I'm just gonna toss that in there with the olive oil. I'm gonna mash it up, make sure it's all broken apart, and cook it until it's nice and pink. Alrighty guys, I went ahead, I tossed in my ground beef, and it's no longer pink. It's pretty much all cooked. I'm gonna go ahead and toss in now. I did a quarter of an onion chopped up. I did a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of ginger. And I'm gonna go ahead and toss that in there to basically season all my beef, and mix that around and let that cook in there for about 2 or 3 minutes, just basically to marinate the meat in its seasoning. All right, now that my onions are already cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and add a half a cup of beef broth. And if you need to deglaze your pot, meaning if there have any brown bits, I didn't because I was constantly stirring, but if you had any brown bits and you burned the bottom of the pot and you have a little bit of beef stuck to the bottom, this is where you're gonna go ahead and deglaze your pot with the half cup of beef broth. Okay, go ahead and click cancel on your pot. It's gonna turn off your pot meanwhile. Now this next part is important, not really, it's important because we're adding brown sugar to it and you wanna just season the top of the beef. You don't wanna mix this part in. So what I'm gonna go ahead and mix in is a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Just drizzle it on top, because at the end we'll mix it. I'm also gonna add a teaspoon of sesame oil. And also a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And like I said, do not mix this around. Just let the brown sugar sit on top of the beef, because if you stir it, it might burn the bottom of the pot and you might get that horrible burn LCD on your screen. So just pat it on top, lightly on top of your beef. All right, once you added the rest of your ingredients, you're gonna go ahead and close your pot, put it on high pressure for 5 minutes. Make sure you put your vent to seal, and you're gonna wait for that to beep. Once it beeps, go ahead and quick release it, open it up, stir it around. If you feel that you need to thicken the sauce, just put it on saute for another 5 minutes, and you should get thicker sauce. If not, ready to eat, baby. Pair it with some white rice, some avocado, and you're good to go. So I'll show you what this is once it's done. All right, guys, my Instant Pot beef, I went ahead and let out all the air. We're gonna go ahead and open it up, and yup, it's all perfectly cooked. It looks like regular ground beef, but the taste is insane. So I do have a little bit more liquid than I want. I went ahead and I put my pot on saute, and I'm gonna cook the beef for another 5 to 10 minutes to reduce some of the liquid. Sometimes the ground beef is once you cook it, actually mine was probably a little bit frozen, so I can understand why it let out more liquid than usual. But if that happens, just put it on saute and let it cook for another 5 to 10 minutes, and it'll easily thicken the sauce. Super tasty, super yummy. Pair it with some white rice, some bananas on the side, whatever you guys like. And it's actually, if you use the lean ground beef, it's actually really healthy. So kudos. I don't know why I said kudos. Anyways, yes guys, enjoy.